how am I confusing my audience?
Yeah.
It's
And
a great question.
I think one of the best things I learned when I was struggling to describe myself to people, you go to a social event and somebody says, "What do you do?" And you say something that's completely different to what they know, and they're just blank face staring at you like, "What the hell's that?" And they don't really care, so they don't want to ask. But then you
Right.
say something that sounds reasonably different or sounds something, familiar enough for them to ask more questions.
Yeah.
And so when I used to say, "Well, I'm a sports injury therapist," they'd say, "Oh, you mean like physio?" And I go, "Yeah, kinda. But you know how you go to a physio and they poke and prod all your sore bits, and you sometimes feels a bit worse than you went in." They go, "Yeah." I go, "I don't do that." "Oh, so what is it you do then?" I'm like, "Yeah, and then I can explain my difference,
Yes.
but
Yes.
making that connection with somebody on the similar side of things
Yeah.
allows them to follow my journey and follow my process so that I can then explain my differences if
Yes.
they're interested.
Right.
And I think that it feels then more like an invitation rather
Exactly.
than trying to not push myself on other people, but feeling like I almost have to prove myself.
And I
No,
think there's a level of desperation that shows up. I know it did for me. It's
me
like,
too.
and I think that a lot of these negative behaviors are well intentioned.
Hmm.
Of course they're well intentioned or we wouldn't do them. But they're not productive for us.
Mm.
So we have to learn to discern the intention from the outcome.